Hey everyone, thanks for joining us this Thursday. Today we'll be talking about maintaining those baseline packages, those packages that you want to have on all your computers all the time. If you have a question at any time during the webcast, you can ask it in the chat window, or you can email me at webcast@adminarsenal.com. Any featured questions will be given a PDQ shot glass, or we also have the PDQ Deploy Rocks glass. Now we'll turn it over to Shane and Lex.
Skull.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? That's Lex.
And he's Shane. Baseline packages today, Shane.
Yeah, it's well, for some of you guys, it's back to school. Summer vacation's over. You have your customers and users that have all been gone for a while. Maybe you've been gone, and you get back. Your system is kind of out of date. Not only just the applications on your target computers, but even you might be running an older version of PDQ Deploy or PDQ Inventory. Upgrade those to the latest release version, and let's make sure that we get all of our computers on the same page.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
You start with some scotch.
Definitely start with scotch. Now, Shane, we can make nested packages, which are great, and I'm sure a lot of people have done this.
You didn't drink.
No.
You mimed.
Skull everybody.
You mimed that. All right. Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you.
That was good scotch. Okay, so, we can make nested packages in PDQ Deploy, which is a great way to start things out. But what happens when you build a nested package and a new package comes out? Basically, your nested package then becomes outdated.
Yeah, and you can replace that. We're going to talk a couple of ways of getting the baselines out there. Nested packages are one of them. But let's start with maybe, I think, looking at schedules, both auto-deployment, including auto-deployment, as well as non-auto-deployment packages. So create a schedule.
We're basically saying you can schedule multiple packages and change those packages in those schedules. So it seems to be a better way to do it than just a long-term nested package.
First of all, if you have a PDQ inventory, you might notice if you've got new computers coming on, maybe you're like I say, you're at a school and your students are getting ready to come back, and all of a sudden you're seeing computers that don't exist anymore. If you have Active Directory synchronization enabled, make sure that you run that. Hopefully you have the auto. I don't have the auto set here. We'll just turn that on. Sync up your the containers that you specified to sync, because you want to make sure that those new computers come in. Notice we have a handful of computers that weren't there.
Just got added. Yep.
Depending on your delete mode as well, you can delete old computers.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed that. He went to Preferences to do that under Active Directory. So,
thanks for calling that out.
Yeah.
All right. Also, let's go into inventory or deploy. Now, notice down here, you want to zoom
behind us, JJ.
Yeah, you want to zoom that out. You're going to see. Maybe not.
Make me disappear, JJ.
All right. Well, JJ, back it up. Put your headphones on. All right, and lose Lex. Lose that chest of his. You notice you're going to see how many packages have been updated since you've basically, last run this or imported them or ignored them. We have 47 updated packages. You might see a lot more, a little bit less. These are packages in the package library. I'm going to click that. Now you can zoom back out there, JJ. And you might need to update some of these, right? In fact, click the ones that you want. Obviously, ignore the other ones if you want to ignore them, yada, yada, yada. Let's make sure that we're getting the latest packages here. All right, we're going to create a schedule. Now, we're going to do some with auto-deployment. Auto-deployment requires enterprise mode. But if you have pro mode, you can do this not with auto-deployment, but you can still do this with schedules. So. Let's define our baseline. What do we want on all of our computers?
We need a Flash. What else? Java, Flash.
How about Firefox?
Firefox, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Chrome too.
Perfect.
Okay.
So let's. How do you want to do this? Let's start off with an auto deployment. Okay. So we're going to go to the package library. I'm going to go to. So you said you wanted to start with Java.
Yeah, let's start with Java. Now, the easiest way to do an auto deployment, again, is to go to the package library.
And we're just going to start with Java right now. Okay. And we're going to use the 32-bit Java, which is the most popular one, even on a 64-bit machine. So I've highlighted that. I'm going to click Add Auto Deployment right there. We're going to create a new schedule. And we'll call this one baseline. Maybe baseline apps or something like that.
I like that, yeah.
That sound good?
And the reason he's doing that is we will, after this, go and add additional packages to this schedule. So, instead of
Yep,
calling it
absolutely,
Java,
absolutely. We're not just going to do Java here, but we're going to start off with one. How often do we want this to be run?
let's do it weekly.
Okay, now when you do weekly, you can specify. Some people look at weekly and they go, "Oh, it's once a week." Well, no, you specify what parts of the week you want this to run. Like if you were to select daily, it would run daily, including Saturday and Sunday. Maybe you don't want that. So when you select weekly, you can say, okay, which days of the week? Maybe you want Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So once a week. Or once a day, 5 days a week. What time do you want these to be executed?
I like running in the middle of the day because I like kicking people out that way.
You're such a tool.
You guys might want to do it after hours.
Yeah, we'll do 6 p.m.
What's wrong with full contact IT? Show them who's boss, literally. Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to say 6 o'clock for right now. Every weekday.
6 p.m.
Now, as far as the targets, since we're going to be combining, there's multiple ways of doing this. Since we're going to be combining different applications in one schedule, you don't want to have your targets be machines that are outdated with Java.
Yeah, static list. You don't want that. You want to make sure we're grabbing like a dynamic list.
Well, yeah, or maybe you have Active Directory, an Active Directory container for new computers or whatever. You can remember when you choose your targets, you can click Choose Targets and select from Active Directory or PDQ inventory, etc. You can also link to containers. When you do a Choose Targets, you're actually specifying the computer names.
Yeah, that would be the static list. Link to is where you want to go with this one.
Okay, so we're going to do a link to, and let's go to Active Directory.
Okay.
All right.
There's our list of containers. Now, we're not going to pick specific machines here. Again, it's containers, so if something
Because
moves in and out of the list dynamically, it'll get taken care of this way.
Correct. So we'll hit, let's go down to, remember, you have to tell me, do you want to hit, how many machines do you want to hit? We're gonna hurry and back it up real quick so we don't hit every. Let's just say that you've got some new computers, because we're not doing this just with Java. Okay, so I'm sorry to back out. Let's say that we're just going to create a collection.
Yeah,
but in this case, we're going to do in inventory. We're going to do a static collection, just for this purpose.
For the video purposes here. Yeah.
New static collection. We'll call this new computers, and we're going to select just a handful of these.
And normally this would be an OU where we drop new computers and we add them to the domain.
Correct.
But we're simulating that at this point.
Yeah. So we're just going to say these computers right here.
Keeps me from having to uninstall all the machines after the webcast today.
Right.
So from having to uninstall all the machines after the webcast today.
Right.
So
we're going back over here. We're going to create auto deployment for Java. Schedule weekly.
If you hit all weekdays up there, it'll tag all the weekdays, dude. There you go. Oh, yeah, there you go. New feature,
Thanks,
man.
man.
You like that?
Thanks. Thanks. Can I subscribe to your newsletter?
Yeah,
I obviously need to.
Definitely. Let's name the schedule again too.
Hold on. I'm not going to pull Lex and do it everything.
Okay, so do you remember last time we were in Florida showing this?
Mm-hmm.
I did a schedule. I Java out that night to all our computers. Good morning. Get that
All right,
fixed.
so targets. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and link to
Our new computer collection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we've selected these. We've selected PDQ and inventory and new computers. We're just going to select that. So anything that ever goes into this collection will be a target at the time of the run. At the time running. Now we are going to in the options. I'm going to say stop deploying the computers once they succeed.
This is important.
It's important when you're talking about deploying, applications, because you don't want the same computer to receive the same application.
Firefox every day, all week, right?
Correct.
No need for that.
We'll stick with that. Notice the computer history is going to be empty. Now, we don't have a packages tab here. We're going to close this because we're doing this against Java. It's going to create a schedule. So I can look at this auto deployment. I see Java 8. There's the schedule it's associated with. I can also go to all schedules. And I can see
Baseline apps.
So I'm going to open this up, double click it. Now you see a packages. That icon there is right. That means it's an auto deployment. That means that the latest version in the package library is going to be used, or more appropriately, the latest version that you've approved is going to be used. When a new version comes out, if you have auto deployment set up, it will automatically replace this old version, update 51, with the latest one.
Yep.
That's one of the benefits of auto deployment.
Yeah.
But you can also attach other schedules that aren't
Packages.
that aren't auto deployment packages.
Yeah. Other packages. Yeah.
So let's go down to maybe we want Adobe Air. Now you can do this from auto deployment, but I'm just going to choose an actual package.
So let's say we had an Office deployment here. We could choose that kind of a thing. I mean,
Correct.
It doesn't have to be from the package library, is basically what
Correct.
you're pointing out.
So you said let's see, I did Air. You said you wanted to do Flash, right?
Yep.
And we're going to do Flash. Adobe Flash. This is the Mozilla one. It's not the IE one. And let's go back up here to our package library because we're going to add Firefox, but we're going to do it from an auto deployment so that the latest one always gets used. And we've got Java, Air, Flash, and Firefox.
we're
That
good
sound
at this
good?
point, yeah.
2 of those are regular packages that you've either built or you've imported, and then Mozilla Firefox is the auto deployment, so it will only use what's in the package library for that one.
Should we do a question, man?
Yeah, we have a question.
All right, let's hit it. Any plans for a shortcut to AD sync to the toolbar? Jason A.
Hey, Jason. No, I don't
Nah.
think we have that. I don't think we have that planned. Hopefully, Jason, you do have auto sync enabled. So I'm gonna say okay to this real quick. Hopefully, in PDQ inventory, under preferences, in Active Directory, you've got auto sync enabled, and then you've set your interval, 1 hour, whatever. If you do need to sync at that point, no, we don't have plans to do the shortcut because just if you want to go outside of that auto sync schedule, then you just click sync now. So no, we don't have plans to do it. This is as far as the toolbar. It's kind of precious real estate.
Yeah,
and
I was going to say.
we are kind of picky on what we place there because we don't want to inundate you, overwhelm you with things that you may not use a lot. But good question. Thanks for asking. We're going to minimize this. All right, so we've got our baseline apps. We've defined them. They're scheduled to go off here 7 hours and 47 minutes.
So
Now
we can wait that long, or
I'm going to also show you something that this is a pro mode feature, so pro or enterprise. Notice we have our schedule set to every week, or I'm sorry, every weekday, right? But you can also do what's known as a heartbeat. Explain a heartbeat to us.
so basically, to use a heartbeat, you have to have inventory, and computers in inventory that are linked to the collection we're linked to have to go from an offline state to an online state
Correct.
in inventory, and then once they go into an online state, it will go and see if there's anything it needs to submit, and it will deploy the packages.
Correct. So this is how you can. This is one of the ways you can get to machines that's in 7 hours 46 minutes when this schedule kicks off. If there's machines that are offline and miss this deployment, if you have them in inventory and they're set to off, they're showing as offline in inventory. When they come on and they're a target, then
Schedule kickoff.
the schedule will kick off, even if it's not at 6 o'clock on a weekday, just so you know. So we have 2 triggers there. We have the weekday 6 o'clock as well as the heartbeat. Try to make sure we get our apps. So we're going to go ahead. What if I want to run this right now? I mean, if you don't want to wait 7 hours. Now I'm going to pull Alex. I don't want to wait. Midday.
Full contact IT. Right side of the screen there, we got a start schedule. Just go click on that bad boy. Or you can right click on it, start schedule.
And you can say, I want to run all the attached packages, or you can specify a specific one. Let's say that we just want to get Adobe Air out there. You can just do that, and it's going to kick off Adobe Air to the targets in that, well, in this case, that we've linked to in that collection.
Hey, this is a good time to have a little scotch, man.
Yeah, rock on. Now, this schedule is still going to kick off. I'm going to go back to the schedule here.
You know, Shane, if we have to drink scotch every time we deploy something, I'm going to just start doing them once
The
and
new
Tuesdays all the time.
the new deployment drinking game.
Yes, got to do that.
All right, we're going to open this up. Let's look at the computer history tab now. Notice we've got Adobe Air. These are all the machines that have received Adobe Air. or at least more specifically, let me expand that. These machines have received this version
Of Adobe Air.
of Adobe Air.
And the great thing about this, again, because we, under options, hit stop deploying,
Right
these
here.
machines, the next time the schedule run, is not going to...
Yeah, these machines won't receive error.
But what if I want to redo it? Let's say I imaged Costanza again
Well, that's a good one. Let me cover that in one moment.
in one moment.
So let's now we're going to shoot forward and say, all right, this is 7 hours. We're gonna the schedule's going to start, and it's going to go to all packages. So it's going to start running all of the packages, but any machine that had already successfully received error is not going to receive error in this. And we're going to go to our all deployments here. Sure enough, you can see we've got Flash, Firefox, and Java 8. None of the machines in there needed error,
So
they're not going to get
no
that.
need to send that out.
However, now we've got a new machine that we're going to add to our new computers, one that didn't exist in there. Let's grab Lagavulin 16. This is a Windows 10 computer.
Nice.
All right. So now we have a new one.
Lagavulin.
Lagavulin 16. It's a great scotch.
Oh, okay.
See what happens when you don't get a name computers?
That's right. We end up with something interesting. Now, just so you know, again, all these computers, it's computer names, not users. So Abraham, iCal, Archie, those are all computers again.
Perfect. So we've got these that are running. We go back to our to our schedules.
Look at our history.
And now you can look at the history. When I'm in the computer tab, I can say, show me the history for all, filter out by package, and you can see how this has worked. Or you can just specify very specific packages, all right, Adobe Air. But now let's see, let's wait till this is just wrapped up here. This should almost finished. And while we're waiting, we have a question.
Do we have to link to targets? I'm thinking of devices that I just installed an OS on and just want to get the items on them for the first time.
No, you
you
don't.
don't.
No, you don't have to. In fact, what Lex had mentioned earlier, we'll cover right now. There might be times where you don't even want to use a schedule. You've got, and this is from Kay Gasso. Hey, Kay. In these cases, you've got a new machine. You already know the name. You want to get this stuff out to them right now. We're going to do. We'll show you how to do that. You don't even have to use a schedule. We'll show you how to do that with a nested package. Let's see. We've got Firefox is just about wrapping up. We've got everything else installed out there. So what I want to show you is. There we go. One moment on that other question, JJ. Looks like Coach is still hanging out. Now I'm going to come back over here to the schedules. Remember, we added Lagavulin 16, right? So on the baseline apps, if I say start schedule, all attached packages, because it's now the next day, kicks off automatically. What's going to happen? Notice that there's only one target. I'm going to select Java 8. Oh, it's going to Lagavulin 16.
Yep. Everybody else is up to date, and so we just need to bring Lagavulin. I can't even say that, man.
Now, don't worry about it. So this only this protection where don't deploy to computers once they've already received it, that is only per schedule. So if I wanted to, notice, we've already had, for example, Coach. The computer Coach has already received Java 8 update 51. If I went out and deployed that manually, it would still
Make an
deploy.
attempt, yeah.
It's only when that is kicked off from this schedule where the don't deploy to computers once they succeed is honored or even observed. All right, there's another question.
When you have a package for a scheduled deployment, is it necessary to download and import the package a second time for one-time installs or one-off installs?
Okay, yeah, you're talking about, and that's from Hooges. You're talking about, I believe, auto deployment. Yes. So if you when you do an auto deployment, that does not, quote unquote, import the package. In other words, you won't necessarily see that package down here as an imported package.
It basically runs, you can auto-deploy stuff from our package library only at this point.
It does copy the install files down. So yes, if you want, I've set up something for Adobe Air and Java, etc. If I want to do a one-off install, go back to the package library. In fact,
You definitely have to import it for that one time.
I even do. Let's see. Yeah, we do. Do we have the latest Firefox?
We don't.
Okay, so let's say I've got the Firefox set up. I want to go out to the package library because I want to do a one-off install or just a handful of those. Let me just clear my filter here. I got JA there. We'll just go to Firefox. Select this one.
And then in this case, you
import it.
would have to import for your one-offs. All your one-offs have to be local.
Yeah. So I'll import that. And then it will place this down here. And the reason we did that, number one, a lot of our customers just want to use auto deployment for a lot of the basic applications, and we just didn't want to clutter up their, all the packages. Plus, when you import a package at this point, you can change this package. I'm going to view that package. I can come in here into Firefox and say, maybe I don't want to remove the MMS, the Mozilla Management Service. I can disable that. At this point, you can't do that in an auto deployment package.
And what happens if you're at a reboot or a shutdown at the end of this? It's going to fail the rest of the auto deployment. These are the reasons that we do that from the package library, just to keep it clean.
So the answer to Hooges is yes, that's what you need to do. Now, let's go back to the question from Kay about, I want to get these out to just, I've got a new machine. I know the name of the machine. I want to get this stuff out to him. Lex, why don't you walk us through those same packages but using nests?
So we're going to build a new package. So I would go to the package library or our local packages, highlight them.
Okay, so we want to do air.
Flash.
And there's multiple ways of doing this. We'll show you 2 ways. We'll just do Adobe Air and Flash right now. Okay. It says that once we've selected more than one application, one package, then notice here, obviously you can see deployment history or whatever tab is selected. But once I multi-select, now it's saying, "Whoa, what do you want to do?
You can create a nested package right here."
Going to click that link. Now we've got a new package. I'm just going to call this one another one like baseline one-off. And notice it attached those 2 packages. And this is the order in which it's going to be
executed. You can adjust that up or down if you want.
Now, if I want to add a couple of others from within this application, I just go to New Step.
Nested package.
Nested package right there. And which one? This is where you can select the package. We want to do Java, right?
Do you want me to sing the alphabet for you, man?
No.
Okay.
I don't want you to ever sing it all. Let's say maybe we want to move Java down. I'm going to highlight Java and move it down in the sequence. And then Firefox.
Yep.
What are we going to do? Oh, actually, let's move Firefox after or just before Java. So we'll say another nested package. Use the filter this time, maybe. Firefox, there it is. And of course, if those of you who've noticed, you've got Firefox that the default search engine is now Yahoo.
Yeah.
For existing profiles, in other words, people who have already got
Google set up?
The Firefox set up. They've already logged in before. If you want to change that, there is a package out there. You want to change that back to the default search engine is Google. I'm just calling this out real quick. There is we do have a package called Set Google as a search engine.
Yeah.
That will when it's installed on a machine, it will just go, traverse through all the user profiles that have logged on. Anyone that has run Firefox in the past, it will change it. This won't affect new users. All right, there we go. Now you've got your brand new computer. Let's go ahead. We've got our baseline one-off. This is just the nested packages, and let's go ahead and get this off to a computer.
Choose our target. Which one? Putty?
Yeah, let's do Putty. So you've got this brand new computer. It's called Putty. Just deploy it.
Now, once again, nested packaging is great. I love it. It's great for one-offs. The thing you got to remember, guys, once the updates come out, to fix that nested package, you got to go and attach the new Firefox, whatever's come out, to that and remove the old one.
So that means come in here, select a new nested package, add that new version, and then delete this one. Here's a drawback to this, though. You deploy this. Let's say I put out the new Flash that comes out. Just replace one package in this nest. I deploy that to a computer that's already received it. All the other packages, it's still going to attempt to install all of them. Okay, it just runs without regard to maybe you already have this or don't. That's where the schedule comes in.
Yeah.
Because when a new version of Flash comes out on my schedule, I can simply come in here if it's not an auto deployment, because auto deployment will take care of this for you, I can just come in here and say I want to attach a new version of whatever, CD burner. And it's going to add that. Of course, you can modify the sequence in which it's installed. Now it's just going to add that. And when I kick this schedule off, once again, what's going to happen? It's only going to deploy start schedule. Even if we say all attached packages, it's only going to deploy based off the computer history.
Which, in this case, everything but, what was CD, whatever it is you added there.
So the CD burner XP,
CD burner XP.
going to 10 computers.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's going to walk right past the rest of the ones that have already been installed.
So using schedules and attaching, detaching packages in your schedule is a fantastic way. Let's really quick. Did you say there was another question, JJ? Oh, let's go ahead and do that.
When deploying Microsoft Office 2013, is there any way to have it automatically use the recommended settings? When I deploy it now, I have to open Word or Excel and input admin credentials for this. Matt.
I'm trying to understand. So, Matt, are you saying that when you deploy it, after you deploy it, you have to open it up and then enter the credentials? I haven't heard of that.
Are you using Office Customization Tool?
Yeah,
I was going to ask that.
there's the OCT. There's the Office Customization Toolkit. That's what you want to use.
Generally, it's going to take care of a lot of that for you. We actually have a video on that.
We do have a webcast on that, I believe.
And
Yeah, we have quite a few. It's called the OCT, or Office Customization Toolkit. That's how you want to build your Office installation, because that will walk you through all of the available installation options. Which components do you want to install? Do you want to keep older versions?
True.
And do you want to accept the recommended settings, etc. So that when you deploy that from PDQ Deploy, literally you're
It's
just
already set,
all you're doing is pointing to this answer file that you've generated using the OCT, and it just answers all those questions for you. So
it takes about 10 minutes to watch that video. The nice thing, you can pause it as you're working through it. So
you can pause it, and you can pause it when Lex's ugly mug is on there, and get that gag reflex working.
I suggest you drink heavily before watching it. So.
Hopefully that answers your question. Otherwise, if you are using the OCT, I haven't seen that behavior where you have to log in as you have to do some magic. Log in
After the fact.
After the fact. That's certainly not by design from Microsoft. They intend Office to be used by non-administrators. So,
Wait, we got derailed there for a minute.
No, good question. Derail us, please.
Yes,
seriously.
It's great. Oh, hey, so let's say Costanza, right? He's in the our package. Let's say, I had an issue with it. I had to re-image it. So it's re-imaged. It's blank now. I want that schedule to run on it. How do I get it out of history, man?
Fantastic question. So how many of you do this? You re-image a machine, but you keep the same name. Now remember, deploy history, as Lex is alluding to, deployment history here, or the computer history, that is based off the computer name. So let's say that I have taken, you mentioned Costanza, all right? I have re-imaged Costanza. Now it doesn't have any of the any of these applications. I try to deploy this schedule. Guess what? It says no. There's a computer named Costanza that's already received this. So there's a couple of options that you can do. Number one, you can go into...
If you sort computer alphabetically, it'll put all Costanza together. Oh, yeah.
You can come over here to Costanza and then just hit delete. And that will delete Costanza from that history. If you have a lot of schedules, or you have a lot of computers, I've got so many schedules and I don't want to have to go through each schedule and delete Costanza, then you can run a
SQL statement.
Yeah, SQL statement. To do that, if you want, keep in mind once you do this, you got to be very careful because you could screw things up.
Yeah.
Let me see. It is database.
Database. Yeah.
Thank you. So there's a SQLite console button, and that literally is just going to open up a CMD window and load the SQL database that we use. You can do a select. Make sure I'm doing this right. Is it schedule computers? Select star from schedule computers. Remember, you always have to use a semicolon to terminate it. Yep, there we go. So let's say that we want to delete Al Cohn from everything. Just to make sure there's nothing up my sleeve here. We're going to go back over here to all schedules. And we're going to see Alcone right there. So I want to delete from all schedules. You could, oops, pardon me. You could run this command, delete from schedule computers. Now, if you were just to run this, it would delete everything from schedule computers. So be careful. Maybe where name is like. I like to do like because you can add a wildcard and it makes that case insensitive.
Yeah.
All right. Is like Alcone. And then the wildcard is percent. The reason you do that is it might be listed as Alcone, the fully qualified name, in this case, .deadwood.local, etc. Single tick.
Semicolon.
So you might want to move Lex's body if you can.
And I would suggest anytime you delete stuff, before you launch this one, take your fingers back and reread it.
Yeah,
okay?
delete from schedule computers. Or name like Alcone. All right.
Run, done. Let's go check, see if it worked.
We'll open this up. Maybe we have to, I think we might actually have to close the...
Deploy and then reopen it?
We might. Let's try that. And we can also do this. Select
from scheduled
star
computers.
from scheduled computers.
Or name is like Alcone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not. Nothing is in there. So we just close that out. Open it back up. That was just the console. It's still.
It caches
Mm-hmm.
the database to make things run faster. So.
And if not, then we found a bug.
All right, baseline. Let's see.
Yeah, Alcone is
gone.
gone. So that's a way you can do that. If once again, why would you do that, Lex?
If you got a lot of deployments and a lot of different schedules,
Mm-hmm. And you reimage a computer,
Mhm.
because now when we say run baseline apps, guess what? It's going to hit Alcone and it's going to hit Costanza. There's those two computers because they were removed from the history.
Yep.
All right. Well, if we don't have any more questions,
I was going to say that's a pretty broad stroke on this.
Mhm.
We've covered a lot today.
all right.
So
Well, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, obviously hit our support forums. Please go to our support forums. It's adminarsenal.com. Click the support link, sign up to the forums, ask your questions, look for previously asked and answered questions, etc.
And remember, you can always watch us at videos.adminarsenal.com. Just drink heavily because we get better looking the more you drink.
That's what we like to tell ourselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm Shane. That's Lex.
See you guys.
Rock on.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining and for all the great questions today. If your question was featured, if you'll please email me at webcast@adminarsenal.com so I can hook you up. If your question wasn't gotten to, or if you had one you thought about and didn't get a chance to ask, you can always hit our support site, support.adminarsenal.com. Catch you guys later.